Oh, we should have actually made sure we're in the. Okay.
Now we're in the. You gotta move over.
All right.
And if I sit very close to you. Okay, hi, this is Elliot Fishman, and welcome to our Facebook Live. And sorry we're a couple minutes late. Pancreas conference ran over, and patient care is #1 at Johns Hopkins. Anyway, Rachel is with me here, and what we chose for topic this week was using Instagram. And one of the things we notice, and you're reading the papers as well, is Instagram is growing very rapidly. And I'm not just talking on CTSS, but I'm talking about the global use of Instagram. Now, you can say, why are you showing Instagram on Facebook? Well, we can do whatever we want. That's the first answer. But the reality is Instagram is owned by Facebook. And when you look at some of the demographics, you see that Instagram appears to have a younger audience as Facebook, quote-unquote, grays. Instagram is kind of like the place of choice now for some of the earlier aged people. But it's one of the things that we use. On CTSS, we have focused really on Facebook. Rachel and Hannah have been putting a lot of effort onto Instagram, and we kind of do Twitter as a, just because it's there, we connect our Facebook stuff to Twitter. We did a little bit of Twitter in the beginning, but it just was time-consuming, complex, and there's only so much we can do with our time. So I thought we would maybe discuss today why Instagram is becoming so popular, and in terms of radiology education, what does Instagram provide that perhaps Facebook doesn't provide, or Twitter doesn't provide, or even the web, perhaps the classic CTSS website may not provide quite in the same way. So Rachel, I'll let you run the show here.
Sure.
But so what is it that, why do you think that Instagram is becoming so popular?
I just think they're doing a really good job at marketing it, and it's the instant factor. The millennials really like the immediate instant gratification. I think Instagram does a really good job at that. I'll go right into what CTSS is doing. So if you don't follow us already, we are at CTSS_radiology, and this is our page. We post a lot of videos, some medical illustrations, some images of CT scans, cases, and our goal is to provide an educational resource to the worldwide radiology community. And also this Instagram serves as a supplementary tool to drive traffic to our CTSS.com and just get basically brand recognition, get our name out there to let everybody know that there is this incredible resource. So we just kind of post sample cases of what you can find on CTSS. So here's a sample post that we just did last week, and one of our best posts ever, which I'm trying to figure out what made this so incredible. But
Only because it's MR, not CT.
Yeah, that's true. It is. But
we don't care about the brain, and it's the brain. It's the brain, and it's MR. It's
and
not
it's
body
pediatrics,
CT.
so we don't do a ton of that.
What
So
the hell?
we got 12,000 views on this video and 384 likes. And I think pediatrics is a big thing, and I was testing some other hashtags that we don't always use, and that's one of my hypotheses for that. But as an Instagram, we have turned our account to be a business account, and the benefits of a Instagram business account is it gives analytics on your weekly profile activity and your reach and your impressions. And as you can see, like this last week, we had 15,000. We reached 15,000 accounts just on our daily posts. And it also gives great audience demographics, your location, the age, gender, what time our users are using it, so we can kind of target when to post and how to reach our users at the peak times. And another thing that we do in order to stay on top and grow our following is we stay on top of what Instagram rolls out, what they're launching has been a good tactic for us. And one thing is they launched stories, which they were launched in August 2016, and they're located at the top of your Instagram user feed. So it's prime real estate. Our icon comes up when we post a new story, kind of just a reminder to our users that we're still there. And we use this differently than our everyday posts, which are the CT scans. This is more of it only lasts for 24 hours, so it's more in the moment what we're doing, when we have a lecture, we'll post information about that lecture series. And the other really cool feature that they rolled out in stories is a sticker function of where you can ask questions, and we were just blown away. We posted last week, Ask Me a CT related question, and we got more responses here than in any other form of surveying in all our other platforms.
And I swear I will answer them.
Which, yeah, again, patient care comes first, so these questions will come second, but we'll get to them. So thank you everyone who did post questions. We appreciate that, your interaction with us. And what else? Last month in June, Instagram rolled out IGTV, which we're still trying to figure out the best way to use this, trying to figure out how users like this. So this is similar to YouTube style, not so much Netflix, it's more YouTube, where you kind of get in the black hole of Instagram TV, just like you do with YouTube. So we're still trying to figure out what the best way to use this new feature. But you can post a video anywhere from 15 seconds to 10 minutes long, and it lives forever. So it differs from stories because it doesn't go away in 24 hours. And so we've had pretty consistent growth over the last 2 years. Last March, we started with 1,000 followers, and as of today, we are at 9,726. So again, our strategy to keep the consistent growth is our consistent posts. We post every day, at least once a day, utilizing the new Instagram features. It's kind of people like seeing these trending, they get used to seeing stories and they get used to seeing the Instagram TV, so just staying on top of those. And then also following what other bloggers are doing, what other users are doing, what other users in the medical community are doing, just to stay as our benchmark of how Instagram is evolving. And then lastly, we also test new hashtags, because searching Instagram with hashtags is a pretty effective tool. And so lastly, there's a huge benefit to gaining 10,000 followers on Instagram. We're so close. We are just about 275 followers
Days
away.
Days away. Maybe hours. Maybe hours.
Maybe after this, if you don't already follow us on Instagram, follow us at CTSS_radiology. But the big thing about reaching 10,000 followers as a business account is we can add links in our Instagram stories. So if we're referencing a case, we can direct you right back to CTSS to show you more information, if it's a pancreas case, we can direct you to Pearls and Journal Club that relate to that pancreas case. And then the rumor is that this isn't confirmed, but if you have 10,000 followers, you're included in more parts of the algorithm, so hopefully we would appear in more searches. Again, I'm not positive, that's just what I read on some of the blogs, and who knows what Instagram and Facebook are doing in the back end to change their algorithm.
And just to clarify one thing, not that we really need to clarify it, but a business account is a type of account. It doesn't mean we're paying for it,
Right.
and it doesn't mean we're charging anyone. So we're not charging anyone anything, and they're not charging us. It's just a type of account.
Yeah, we're in a category with other people who have converted their accounts to business.
Right. So I think So one of the things is, why do people use it? People can ask questions now if they want to ask questions, but I think in terms of perspective, it's kind of a quick, easy way of looking at cases, right? So our options now, we can put static images up, right? We could put videos up, so you put a lot of videos, drawings, and stuff, and people, it's just very easy to just, if you have an Instagram account, you just kind of go there and you're kind of swiping and looking.
Mm-hmm. And last September, they rolled out the videos autoplay, which really helped us, because you don't have to click to play the video, you just scroll through your feed and it shows up. So that kind of helped us, and why we post a lot of videos. That seems to be working well.
And is there, in terms of, we've had this discussion before, but in terms of, let's say you wanted to find cases. So if you did pound pancreatic tumors, right, you would see it on our site, but you would see it other places as well?
Yeah, you would see anybody who's posted a post, but they have to add the hashtag pancreatic tumors.
Right, so I guess the hashtag becomes very important. And is there a limit to how many hashtags you can put on a case?
I don't know the answer to that. I know we do a fair amount. I read and people recommend like no more than 10 to 15, but I don't see a downside to posting more.
Right, of course, it just takes more time.
Yeah, exactly.
10 to 15 is a lot of time to post them. Yeah, so our concept, and maybe we'll have to take a look with the 10,000 users when we get some of the other features, perhaps about how well people use the connectivity of it all. And I think in some sense that's really maybe one of the big opportunities with Instagram in terms of the user, for the user experience, is that otherwise you're looking at images, but let's say you wanted to go a little bit deeper than, like this case was an angiosarcoma of the spleen, you then would have to go back into CTSS and then look it up, or go somewhere online and look it up. Perhaps what you can do then is just you'd be able to automatically follow a trend and go into and read more about it. So perhaps that'd be if that's the case, it'd be a good feature for a lot of the users.
And I also think it helps. One of our main goals is if we can drive people back to CTSS.com, we can educate people that we're out there and we have all this incredible resource. I think a lot of our followers don't realize that we're primarily a website before a social media account.
Right, and then if we have stuff, let's say on, if I record, like right now we're recording this on Facebook, could you put this on Instagram?
Yeah, now with IGTV, I can post this on Instagram. Instagram is funny that it prefers the vertical format of the video, and just for a better user experience. But it's definitely that's a benefit to IGTV.
Right, and but you mentioned there's a limit on length, right? It's like 10 minutes. So
yeah,
this is going right 11 minutes and change now. So it's a little bit. We'd have to crop it or do something about it.
And
but
who knows what 10,000 followers will unlock for us? Maybe we'll be able to post longer videos.
Maybe we'll get 10 and a half minutes. You never know what you can expect from Facebook. But I think our experience is, and when you read a lot of the articles, is that a lot of people do like it because it's a very easy way. So if you're sitting by the elevator and you're kind of bored, which most of us are, you can pick up your phone and press the Instagram button and just swipe and look at a few cases.
Yeah.
So what you would do now, and which is a little bit harder to do if you were just looking at Facebook, perhaps. It takes a bit longer to get into. And also, if you look at CTSS, and those of you who use our Instagram account, you see this, depending how big your phone is, there's probably 10 to 16 images on any screen. You could obviously scroll up, scroll down, but I think the point is it's there. So if you just hit next, you'll be able to see a lot of information. So I think it's really a very it's really a good way of doing things. I think also, I think one of the things I've read, which Instagram is doing, and kind of you mentioned in part, and it's probably not there yet, is this idea of doing snippets of information. I know companies like Instagram, so I know that I see Mark DePaulis is on, and some of you know that G just introduced their new oral contrast in disposable packs, like single-use packs is probably a better way of describing it, which is really good, something that's been needed for probably 2 decades, so it should be great in the hospital, outpatient, ER settings. But you can imagine we can put that information up online, how to do it, what volumes to use, and just give real snippets to reach people. It's probably a good way of doing it. And I guess everything does get logged. It's kept. You mentioned that there's some parts of Instagram that, like the questions, disappear. Some of those things are kind of more of a, which is always a problem, because I think all of us like to be able to know you can go back to something if you saw it. It is more of a challenge. Now, if we have a lot of cases on our site, and a lot of them are pancreas, and you only want to look at the pancreas ones, can you do that?
You can't just. I don't think you can search just our pancreas cases.
Okay.
Because then I don't always label it as pancreas case, like if it's a quiz or something. But I also, back to your point, I think that how it's a little problematic that the files disappear after 24 hours. I think it creates a sense of urgency, and also why Instagram is successful is because people have it part of their day to keep checking back and seeing what they're,
what they're missing.
Yeah, what they're missing, that like FOMO, fear of missing out.
God forbid you miss something.
So I think that creates a sense of urgency, which is why I think it's growing, because people want to see what's going on.
Yeah, and of course, since I mentioned before, Facebook owns Instagram. I think they spent $1 billion. People thought they were crazy. It was $1 or $2 billion, which just rounding error for Facebook. Now it's kind of worth like 50 to 100 billion. So, but obviously, Facebook needs to make it different.
Right.
And you can see they also don't want to say it's Facebook, because some people, are saying, well, like I said, Facebook is graying, so they want Instagram to be just Instagram. Right. So it needs to be different. It needs to not have that, the scrolling in the sense of looking at a lot of text and looking at a lot of things.
Right.
And sound works very well, right? Because our videos all have sound.
Yeah, you do have to unmute it initially. Like if your sound's not on your phone, you have to unmute it to hear the sound. But which is a nice feature because if it's a case that doesn't need a sound, you just want to look at the images, you can do that on the train or wherever.
But as you showed, all of the sound. Let me see if I can scroll backwards. All of the. I'm just going to scroll back. I won't make anybody dizzy, but to this page, and you can see.
Yeah.
Not that it's very not obvious, but it has a camera, an old-fashioned camera, in the front, which makes it very easy to tell what's a video. So you can have videos, which you can see the thing up there. You can have static images. Anything else?
They have a gallery, so you can post multiple images and swipe through multiple images on one post. So that's a nice feature.
So it would be in one of the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So and it doesn't necessarily. I can see it doesn't show like what day we posted it. So it's just a matter of it showing up. But you really
yeah. Well, this is. I mean, it's in chronological order, and you can change the view. So it's well.
It's hard because it's all slides. So
Yeah.
Change it, but
this is a story, so you can kind of change it in this view and see more and kind of pick and choose what you want to look at.
Right. Right, but just more, kind of running out of time. So if anyone has any questions, it's a good time to ask. But I think also you can see that we've done some numbers. It shows the number of posts. So there's 722 cases or images online. As Rachel said, there's almost 10,000 followers. And we follow a few things. I'm not sure what we follow, but we only follow like I won't mention what we follow, but it's all educational. So anyway, I think it's really a good thing to use. If people have any suggestions or ideas what we should post, we'll be happy to listen to it. Again, we're trying to use it a little differently than we use Facebook, than we use the website. You want to try to figure out what unique things are in each of these different social media buckets and take advantage of that. We're not trying to make, fit a square peg in a round hole or something. We're trying to match the material with what the media is. So I think whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything is changing. So they're all developing more capabilities. So it'll be exciting to pay attention and look at this. And we did publish an article on Instagram last year, which is in investigative radiology, and Serena Schaefer was the first author. So if you look her up, you will see, and the article was maybe published maybe a month ago. It's a really good article on Instagram. Anyway, I thank Rachel for sharing this 16 or 17 minutes with me, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great day.
Bye.